Hey, happy third Thursday, everybody. It's Kate Richburg, and it is time for the third Thursday earring kit presentation. This is our inaugural broadcast of it. This is the June kit. It's called Crescent. I'm going to show it to you in just a couple of moments. This is something that we're going to try and do every month. We've got it planned. So you'll see me come on every third Thursday, I think, and show you how to make the kit. We'll have a limited supply for sale that'll go on a sale after the broadcast is done. And then hopefully you folks will love it. I missed turning on a couple of these lights. If it's not Wednesday, there we go. That's better, my front light. If the screen says I've started streaming, Andy, go ahead and refresh your feed. That might help it. So sometimes if you get the sound or the video drops out, hit that refresh and you should be good to go. Okay, so let's get this started without further ado, shall we? I'm wearing, the earrings that I'm wearing are not the earrings. These are the ones that Emily did a while back with the Charlottes. She sent them to me in the mail. Aren't they good? It's the brick stitch with Charlotte's earrings, the ones that she did. So that's what I'm wearing today. I love them. But the earring that we're going to be making for the kit, I'm going to show you that now. Let's get to that. The earrings are here, the kit is here, and I'm going to show you how to put these together. If you missed the kit, because again, the kit's a limited supply, and a lot of these items are exclusive to the kit, you'll be able to recreate this with your own stash dive, right? And on Beadshop, we have things like briolets that you could use in place of these half crescents. We've got hoops that you can use instead of these, are particular hammered hoops that we got just for this kit. So there are ways that you can recreate this look. If you're looking at it later and you're like, no kits left, go stash diving, go shopping at Beadshop and make your own version of these. So it's great to see all of you all. I'm so glad you like these. Yeah, I love the graphic quality of these. Aren't these good? I'm going to wear the necklace. Emily also sent me a very early birthday present. My birthday's not until September, of one of her unbreakable heart charms that she makes. It's actually a shield. I'll wear that on Friday. I'll wear it tomorrow. And you can get one from Emily if you want it, but it's so near and dear to my heart. I love it so much. So let's get this show on the road. You're going to learn some wire working techniques from this. The kit, as I said, right now it is 10:38 a.m. Pacific time on the West Coast here on Thursday, June 15th. I've seen you every day this week, except for Monday, which is crazy because I'm going to see you again tomorrow. But the kits will go live at noon on Beadshop. And before we go and before I sign off on this, I will share my screen so you can see exactly where to go at noon to refresh that screen and grab your kit if you want one. If not, go stash diving in your stuff and you'll be able to kind of recreate this look as well. So here are the crescent pieces, the crescent earrings for you. They're not super huge, but they're not super tiny either. I like a statement earring. And all of the kits are going to have an earring that's kind of like a statement earring. These are a little, if they hit the ear, they're going to dangle about 1.5 inches or so from your ear. Okay. So, and this crescent at the bottom, it's about 3/4 inch. Your beads may vary. I personally went through and I paired every single crescent for all of the kits. So, so your crescents will match. They may be slightly larger or they may be slightly smaller, but they'll all go together. They're not heavy. Liza's asking, are they heavy? Especially with this open link here, they're not heavy at all. So I think you'll be able, let me do this. So here's this. I'll put one in my ear. They're not heavy at all. You can see my earlobe isn't getting pulled down or anything like that. So if you're used to just wearing regular old earrings, they don't feel any heavier, much anyway, than this seed bead earring I'm wearing on this side. Okay. So, okay. So in the kit, I've dumped out my little bag. You're going to get some wire. This is 24 gauge, I think. I put in silver plate. You're going to get some head pins with the ball. You're going to get your beads. So I've given you actually get 7 of the Baroque pearls, but you're only going to need 6. I gave you an extra in case you drop one. You're going to get the 2 crescents here and here, right? You're going to get those. And then you're going to get your bag of findings. You're going to get the hoops, the ear wires, which are sterling, and the jump rings. You're going to get, I actually put in 5 in case you drop one. Okay. So the earring is composed of, let me dump this out. Don't you like these new beading surfaces? I love it. They're going to be here so soon. So you will see these really shortly. So you're going to get this crescent. You get the ring. Let me throw that a little more in the center. Let me get 3 of those. You're going to use 3 of those. Baroque. They're the Miyuki, the Japanese Baroque faux pearl from Miyuki. I love them so much. I used the dot head pin because I liked the way the dot looked. Let me get a little tighter here so you can see this. That's a little bit better, right? There we go. I like the way that little dot looks on the end here. It's making that a little fuzzy. I'm going to zoom out just a little. It doesn't have to be quite that close. There we go. That looks better. These, and then you're going to connect them with a pair of jump rings to the ear wire. And you're going to go ahead and do that twice to make both earrings. So let me show you how these go together. Let me also show you the tools you're going to need, just your basic wire working tools. Okay. So you're going to need the usual. I'm going to use a chain and a bent chain, a bent chain and a chain nose. I'm going to use a round nose here. And I'm going to use my wire cutter. That's really all you need. You don't really need a wire straightening plier. You might want to straighten the wire that comes in this little bag, but it should be fine. Okay. So that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with this 24 gauge because 24 gauge, can you see how I intentionally did kind of a messy wrap with these? Because I wanted the wrap to have a little more substance to it. So, and instead of trying to be super perfect with the wraps, I like the way those look. So I'm going to take out this 24 gauge wire. I think I gave you 10 inches. Let me measure. I'm going to measure it. Lynn is asking, do the crescents come in other gemstones? They don't. I got smoky quartz. If you folks like these, I wasn't sure if you'd like this shape, to be perfectly honest. I found these. Oh, it's 26 gauge. Thanks, Drea. It's 26 is what this is. Drea, of course, is watching and keeping me on task. So you're going to get your wire and you're going to cut it in half. You're going to have about 5 to 6 inches worth of wire is all that you really need. Okay, so that's there. But if you like these crescents, I may be able to get them. I got them in Tucson. I really loved the shape, but I wasn't sure if you folks would love them or not. So, but let me know, because they're such a nice, pretty, substantial. These are cut in India. They're not stones from China. They're from India. So the color is, they've been cut by people who have been cutting stones for generations. So they're really beautiful. So the way you're going to start with this is I'm going to get my 5 inches of wire and I'm going to just slide this through to the center, to what's approximately the center. Okay, like this. Like so. And then I'm going to bend these up like so, just like we're doing a briolette wrap. See how I crossed those like that? And I'm going to come in with my flat nose plier and bend. And I want to bend. See how I didn't bend it in the center? So that's not good. So let me straighten those back out. Let me try and find the center. Oh, I'm glad you folks love the crescents. Well, maybe. Let me see, because they would make a nice necklace for sure. I'm never sure about shapes for you folks. So I don't know. I don't know why. That's not really true. Sometimes I do shapes, but I'm glad you like these. So here, see how I've gotten that in the center? And there's a little bit of space there, but that's not going to matter much. Also, the dealio with these, when I bend up the sides, I want my wire bends to kind of hit the center of that crescent on that side and on that side. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see this one that I've finished. That one leans forward a little bit. Don't get too precious about it. Just get it bent. Okay. So now we have to plan just a little bit. See on this one here, I just did a single loop over. I'm actually going to use a double loop this time. I'm going to have 2 pieces of wire go over. I think it'll be fine with just that single piece, but I think the way I'm arranging it now, it'll make it a little bit easier for me to wrap. So I'm going to measure with my chain nose pliers. See, right here, with the depth in the jaw of the plier here. And this will tighten up, so I'm not worried about this looseness right here. And I'm going to bend my wires over the top of my plier. Now notice, I need to have the loop, when I make my loop, come up and over. See how the 2 wires that I've bent are at a right angle to the crescent? They're not bending the same way as the crescent. They're at a right angle, because now I'm going to bring my round nose plier in, and with both wires, I'm going to go up and over, down and under, and make a loop, center it, and make a loop that's about this big, because then I'm going to slide. I want this to be an all-encompassing loop. I don't want to attach it with the jump ring. So see there how I'm just treating these wires, these 2 wires, as if they were one. Right? See how they just go on. Just like that. Now I'm almost home. I'm going to kind of grab that loop a little bit, if I can, with the tip of my plier, because I want a little bit of room in that loop, because I want this dangle to move along the the dangle to move along the loop, so it's not super tight. I'm going to kind of push that crescent back to where I want it. And now I'm going to use, I could wrap one wire and then the other, which maybe that's what I'll do. I'll take one wire, kind of wrap it down, wrap it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be But see how I'm doing it there? And this is thin gauge wire. So if you want to hold this too with your hands like this too, once it starts to wrap, you can. Then once I've got that little, just a little bit left, I'm going to push that end in. Okay. Now I'm going to wrap the second leg around, down and up, kind of messy, intentionally so, though. Free form is what we'll call it. See, there's that tip. Get my bent chain. Oh, I'm so glad you folks are loving the crescents. Then let me see what I can do. Okay. And let me straighten it out. Okay. So that's it. That's all she wrote. Just like that. And those little ends of wire, just tuck them along this kind of messy wrap there. All right. Great. And then use your pliers. Let me straighten this out just a little. There we go. That looks pretty darn good if I do say myself. Okay, so now I'm going to get this jump ring ready and this ear wire ready. And I'm going to go ahead and make these drops. So I used these ball head pins like that, so that the ball would sit nicely at the end of underneath this Baroque pearl. And yeah, I like the way this messy wrap looks. I mean, you could do a neat wrap. Doesn't matter if you're more into the neat look, then you, pardon me, you do you, whatever works. I like this kind of with the clean lines here. It kind of is a nice contrast with this kind of messy. So I'm going to bend these head pins. These are like a 21 gauge. I'm going to bend them so they're at the top of that. Pardon me. Let me get a little bit of water here. There we go. And I'm going to do all three. Bear with me here just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry. I had a little bit of a coughing issue. I hope it doesn't come back. The crescents are smoky quartz, or smoky topaz is what they are. So, and they're faceted, really pretty crescents like that. I think I can get them in some of the different stones. So we'll see how that goes. So now I'm going to come in, since I've made that cut of that bend, I'm going to come in and I'm going to just leave enough room so I can make that loop over the top. I don't do a wire wrap loop on these, right? I just do a regular rosary loop. And the length that I leave for this, it is about a 1/4 inch, between 3/8 to 1/4. Okay, about that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut all of these. You could use your cutaway wire as a little guide for it, but you can see not too bad. I cut them and they're working out okay. Now I'm going to take my round nose plier. I'm going to go up just a little on the nose of the plier, and I'm just going to take it in steps and round that loop over and close it up. Okay, and I'm going to do that with all 3 of these. In our skill building section, I have detailed instructions on how to make your rosary loop. So if you need a little bit of a rosary loop refresher beyond what I'm showing you here, jump over to our learning and our skill builders on beadshop.com, and you'll find the rosary loop tutorial. So now I'm going to open my jump ring, and I'm going to put all 3 of these on the loop, and I'm going to put the loop of the hoop in there too. See that? And now I'm going to close it up. So now you can see, oh, that's not closed perfectly. Let me close it a little bit better. When you close your jump ring, not only do you want to look at it from the side like I was doing, you want to look at it from the top, because you'll see that that's not closed at all. There we go. I'm using my bent chain and my straight chain to help me do that. There we go. Now, can you see on the ear wire how the ear wire loop and the jump ring loop are in the same plane? They're facing the same way. So we need a jump ring to attach these 2 together so that this earring will be facing forward. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to put my earring wire, my ear wire. These are sterling again, by the way. And I'm going to go through my loop here. You could use a jump ring that's a little bit smaller, but I wanted a lot of movement and I liked the larger ring. So that's what I gave you folks for this. So the jump rings all match in size. And you can see here how when I put them down, we are all ready to go, right? So just repeat that for the second one and you'll be done. Okay, so that's it. So again, just to go over with the kit, it's the smoky topaz crescent that's here with the hole running across the top. You actually get 7 of these Baroque pearls here, so you'll have an extra in case you drop one. You get 5 of these jump rings. I've given you an extra again in case you drop one. You get a pair of the loops and you get a pair of the sterling ear wires. So they're really, really easy to make. Oh, and I'm sorry, you get the head pins as well. And I give you 7 of those in case you screw up with one and need to start again. So you have an extra Baroque pearl, an extra jump ring, and an extra head pin there as well. Okay, so if this is something that appeals to you, and whoops, sorry about that. There we go. You can find these. They're going to go live at noon. I hope that, I mean, if you don't grab the kit, or if you're watching this later on replay, go diving in your stash, right? And see what you like and what works for you. Again, you could substitute our briolettes for this. We've got lots of different hoops. We do carry the Baroque pearls. The size of jump ring that I'd get the 6 millimeter, so it's large enough so it has that movement. And then get the ear wire of your choice, and you can create your version of this very, very easily. So let me go ahead and share my screen here for you, and I'm going to show you where everything is going to appear at noon. It's 10:59, so I'm going to sign off very shortly, so you'll have some time here. But you can see right here on the screen, not only do you have our coupon codes for the month, and the listing of the project I did on yesterday's live, but you see the earrings are pictured right there. Click on that. If you click on them now, I'll show you what happens. It'll just say the kit collection and you'll see our kits there, but you won't see the earrings. The earrings will populate in the first space, the number 1 spot, right at noon. So if you're on this page and it's after 12 o'clock, hit refresh and it'll pop up. Okay, you'll see that. So the pearls are, I'll tell you, let me look. I think they're the silver. Let me find the Baroque pearls. Let me go to shop. Let me go to beads and gems. Let me go to Miyuki seed beads. Let me go to Baroque. They are the silver. It's these right there. Can you see that? The 3956 is the color that I used. But any of these colors, look at that dark olive. Isn't that pretty? The antique brass Baroque pearl. I love all of these. And they're a 6/0. We have one lone 5/0 there. But they are a 6/0, comparable to a 6/0 in size there. But those are there. Okay. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. It'll go live in about an hour, about 59 minutes right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this first Thursday kit. I've got the other few months sitting over there on my table, more things that I have gotten for you from Tucson. Ronnie is asking about, is the wire in the kit? It is. Everything that I've used here on this, on my little pad right here, is in the kit. Here's the other half. When you get the wire, you just cut it in half and use one half for one earring and the other half for the other. And as Drea says, the only thing that you need are your tools. That's right. So folks, do not forget that, let me pull this up. You can find us on all of our social. You know where to look, at beadshop.com, and of course at the Bead Table on Facebook, our wonderful Beadshop group. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button, folks. Engagement is the name of the game on social now. So the more that you comment and like and share, the more people that will see our broadcasts and will be able to follow it. Don't forget, you'll be able to find this right on beadshop.com at noon today, June 15th, noon Pacific time. Again, if we're sold out, improvise, make your own fun stuff. And next month, for July, I'll have another kit ready for you on the 3rd Thursday. Any questions, shoot us an email at info@beadshop.com and sign up for that newsletter so you will know when we get these special items in. Thanks so much, all y'all. I'm going to see you tomorrow for my homage to Alexander Calder, including this fantastic clasp. Tava's asking, do we have pony bead lizard instructions? We don't. Go for it on YouTube and Google. YouTube those. I'm sure there are a million really great tutorials on that. So thanks so much. One last note from Drea. Kits page, new arrivals, and also it'll pop right up on the home page where that row of new Ashanti saucers are. Just hit refresh. Tomorrow I'm going to be working with Ashanti, wire, and that clasp. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, for Free Tip Friday. Thanks so much for joining me on this, on our 3rd Thursday kit, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.